don't know if you've heard this, but July 31st, 2020, you got to update your church online platform. I got this email a couple weeks ago. Probably like many of you, I've been ignoring it. I've known about it for a while because I've heard about this change come in. They pitched it at a conference a while back of all these new upgrades. Maybe you don't know this, but the church online platform has been around since late 2008, at least from what I can find. Early versions of it were behind a login. And actually, yeah, so if you go on the Wayback Time Machine, you can see one of the first versions. I think this is 2000. Yeah, this is 2009 March. Look at this. I love all these right here. This was like the old school embed share. Stumble upon MySpace. That's awesome. But you look at it, it's been around forever. You know, they launched with a bunch of churches together, funded this initiative so that it was easy for churches to stream really innovative stuff. And this was version 1. And they've relaunched it many times, and now we're coming up on version 4. And they've been talking about this for a bit. They've been working on it. One of the big things they talked about with version 4 is that they're really designing it for mobile first. Version 3 has been around for a long time, and really they had to kind of do some refacing of it to kind of make it work for mobile. And so a couple of the things that stand out is that it's built for mobile first. There's slides for moments, meaning that the slides are the things that kind of pop up below the video. Now this is going to push into the chat, which is a really cool thing. I'm really excited about this, talking to some churches that have been using it and they've been loving it. Enhanced analytics, they're kind of aligning with a lot of the social media analytics of like 3 seconds, 10 seconds that you're probably most familiar with Facebook. Some integrations that they've been working on, and there's a bunch of stuff coming like Google Sheet integration, custom navigation, chat transcripts, offline enhancements. That's one thing that I've been a little bit critical with them, is that it's very much a live platform, but for most churches, they're only hosting 1 or 2 events on it a week. And so, the other 165 hours, it's kind of a weird platform. So they're looking at that. They're looking at scheduling moments, Facebook login, a bunch of stuff. And so it really is a better platform. And there's a date, July 31st. You gotta actually make the change. And so there's 5 steps that you gotta go through that they've been saying, and it's actually not that hard. This page on their site is pretty simple. You gotta create a new account. You got to set up your account, you got to run a test, pick a move date, and then migrate users. So it's actually a new site. Like, you actually got to make a change. It's like changing your DNS. You actually got to do some stuff. It's not automatic, which means that if you don't do anything, I think your old version will actually will stop working. I actually wanted to go through this process. I use primarily the C.H.O.P platform for some special events. We don't use it as our primary tool at my church, but I am familiar with it. So I thought, let's go through it together. What are these 5 steps? Okay, so I'm logging in. You can see we clearly don't use this. There is this big banner, so they're trying to get your attention. It's funny, like with everything going on, this is like the time where you're gonna get the most attention, but I bet a lot of you are freaked out about this. So it's time to upgrade to version 4. So boom, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so create a new account. And so the first step is you actually got to create a new account. So in this, I'm gonna for my church, I am going to use all this information. Okay, so that's pretty simple. It's just change. It's currently used. If you're a minister of this, you can claim this domain otherwise. Okay, so I am this, so I can claim it. Okay, so I guess I'm putting in my already linked account. Look at that. Yep. So obviously if you already have the domain, you got to go through that process. So it looks like I've claimed it. Cool. Okay, so that's all you got to do. Okay, through the church, you may want to capture email addresses for your attenders. Okay, so there's something about the EU stuff. Would you like to... Sure. Okay. Obviously, if you've gone through any of this before, you understand this process. It's pretty simple. Areas of ministry, online, boom, sign up. Okay, first step, create the new account. Second step, set up your details, which I think we just did. Okay, so here's the back end. This is the new site. Obviously we don't have any services, so I could see everything back here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just add a service. So I'm gonna pick in the future, let's pick Sunday at 9 a.m. Obviously if you wanna repeat it, you can. I'm just gonna do it one-offs. So there it is. So add content. Worship service, 1 hour, public chat, allow, yeah, all the same stuff. Actually, I like to do 10 minutes, live player. Okay, so here's some of the stuff. You can add a video later, but the service will run if a video is added. Okay, cool. Obviously, this is a better design than version 3. It looks a lot cleaner. So embed code. Start 5 minutes before. This was allow people to 5 minutes. Oh, you can do after. Oh, that's cool. I don't think they had that on the other one. Okay, and then I think these are the moments. Yeah, so you can add different moments that people go automatically post. Okay, and then obviously I could probably set some predefined moments back here. Okay, cool, yeah. So I know that this is, yeah, look at this. This is where you can add external links. So like get into a small group. Look at that. Look at that preview of it. I bet if I go back over to my services, if I fill all those out, bet that's gonna, so I add moments. Yeah, look, I can pre-set this up so I don't gotta set up the same moments every week. Notice that there are some styling things. They're not bringing the map over, which I hadn't seen people use in a very long time. The other thing is there's some limitations to the HTML, CSS styling that they're working on. This is the last step. You can migrate users, but you can see I can import from version 4. So yeah, so import version 4. So if I go to my old platform, if I go to users, I just hit export on the old version. And that's gonna give, okay, they're gonna email me that. So I just go back, I go to users, I select import. This allows for people that have like saved nicknames and all the different stuff. It's just gonna, the migration simple. Upload, continue. Processing, I'm assuming this is pretty quick. Oh cool, look at that. Yeah, it saved all the roles. So I can change stuff. Clearly we did not use this much. But I did notice over here, I got an email to verify the email address on the new platform. Okay. You got 24 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. Okay, my email has been verified. Yeah, so after you sign into the new account, you do need to click on that verify email, so that should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so I've created the account, set up details. I haven't ran a test service yet. So obviously I could hypothetically, the question is, how do I view this if I have my old site set up? Because I just changed it. Oh, interesting. Look at that. It did redirect already. So what am I migrating? Why am I picking a move date? Did I already initiate it? Huh. Well, you can see the setup here. It looks nice. The different look. So yeah, so I guess right when I actually just did everything, I'm gonna look back in here. So this is where you could go in here and you can obviously change your navigation. it didn't look like that ported over my design. I wonder if you can see I had this look right here that kind of aligned with different things. Offline video. Oh, I can do like a default offline video, offline prayer. I could set up the custom domain and everything. So I did realize very slowly that it was two different URLs. So the old URL is this on, churchonline.org. The new one is online.church. So I was logging into the old system. And so you will need to go back into your old system, and you're going to go in and you're going to actually have to shut down. And so what you'll do is you're going to log in, you're going to go down to settings, and then go to shutdown. And so this is where you're gonna really, this is where you actually pick it. So for example, I'm gonna read this. I've already created the account. So Saddleback Church. So I'm just gonna actually do this. So shut down, and it's gonna verify that this is gonna make it pretty much that the old version is done. So there we go. So now everything should be set up. So you do need to do that. I didn't really pick that up as quickly as I should have, but make sure you go back to your old system and actually shut it down. I know the one thing you'll have to do is that if you have a custom URL that's not with the Church Online platform, you own the domain, you're gonna have to update the DNS potentially, depending on how you have that hosted. If it's hosted on their end, or if it's just a forward, it will work. Just understand that might take 24 hours for that to kind of really refresh. So ideally, you want to do this on a Monday or Tuesday so that it's seamless, especially those who don't clear their cache and they might have to force a reload. But I'm really looking forward to everything that they're doing with version 4. What I love is the moments, how it's built into the mobile, and I'm really excited how they think about offline. I'm really excited to kind of watch how they think about on demand and how does that influence this platform. So anyways, let me know how you like in version 4, and if you got any other tricks or tips about how to migrate. July 31st.